Okay, alright. Okay, before I proceed, before this I explained that for if you have a temperature 22 degrees C, if someone says temperature at his room is actually 22 degrees C, that one is wet bulb temperature, right? No, I made a correction. That one is actually dry bulb temperature. Okay, so 22 degrees C is actually a dry bulb temperature. Alright. So next we proceed on how we want to calculate. Okay. So in order for us to calculate, there are two methods. Okay, number one, we use a chart. Okay. We call this as psychometric chart. Okay. Number two is from equation. We're gonna use calculation. Okay. So these are two methods in order for you to calculate the properties or any air conditioning process involved. Okay, using psychometric chart and calculation. So what is psychometric chart? Okay. Okay, this is psychometric chart. Okay. You can refer this from X-ray psychometric chart number 1. Okay, you can refer to your books from thermal engineering book. Okay, so how basically we use this psychometric chart? So let's say if you are given an information, the room temperature at present is perhaps 20 degrees C and 50% relative humidity. Okay, so what we do is you go to the charts. Okay, I make it larger. Okay, we find the dry bulb temperature, which is 20 degrees C. This one is 20, right? This is 20 and 50% relative humidity. So this is line for relative humidity, 10%, 20, 30%. So this one is 50%. So this is actually where the two information is cross together. Okay, so from here you can get the air properties. Okay, for example, if you want to have the specific volume, okay, volume per kilogram cubic meter per kilogram dry air. So this is the line, meter cube per kilogram dry air, this one. So this is green color. Okay, so meaning this line, this line. Okay, so this one is specific volume is 0.84 meter cube per kilogram dry air. Okay. Next, what we want, let's see if we want to have wet bulb temperature. Okay, this one is wet bulb temperature. Okay, as you can see, this is wet bulb temperature, 30 degrees C, 25 degrees C. Okay, here is 20 degrees C. Okay, this one is 15. This one is 15 degrees C. Okay, so this is 10 degrees C. Okay, by looking at this figure, okay, so you can get the temperature of wet bulb temperature using the chart. Okay, next perhaps you want the enthalpy. Okay, so this is the line for enthalpy. So from here, okay, of course you need to draw straight line. So this is the enthalpy. Next is, let's say if you want to have dew point temperature, T dew point. Okay, T dew point. Just now we have T wet bulb, and then we solve for enthalpy. Okay, next is dew point. So for a dew point temperature is when the saturation is actually 100%. So we start from 10%, right? This is 10, 20, 30. So saturation line is actually this one, 100%. Okay. So the dew point temperature is at this position. Okay. Sorry, dew point temperature is this one. So this one is dew point temperature. So maybe around 10 degrees C. Okay. So dew point temperature is around 10 degrees C. Okay. Later we're gonna have some example. Okay. So that's how you determine the properties of air at any given time. Okay. So just now the information given is the temperature is 20 degrees C and relative humidity 50%. Okay. Next, let's say if you have another information given. Okay. Perhaps the dry bulb temperature is 30 degree. Okay. State number 2, 30 degrees C, and relative humidity maybe 70%. So same approach, what you need to do is you need to find the line where does the information cross. So from 30 degrees C and this one. Okay, so this is state number 2. I mean air properties at number 2, which is this one. This one number 2 line. Okay. So once again, if you want to know the properties of air at this position, we're gonna repeat the same approach. Okay. So how this is the wet bulb temperature. Okay, and this is the enthalpy, right? So this one is the dew point temperature. Okay, we have another one actually, which is this one, humidity ratio. Okay, humidity ratio. The unit is gram per kilogram dry air, right? So by using this psychometric chart, you will be able to determine all the air properties that are related to the information given. Okay, what you're gonna have is wet bulb, specific enthalpy, specific volume, humidity ratio, the dew point temperature. Okay, next we go to the first example. Okay, so consider a room that contains air at 1 atm, 35 degrees C and 40% relative humidity. Using psychometric chart, determine specific humidity, the enthalpy, the wet bulb temperature, the dew point temperature, and the specific volume. Okay, so let's take a look at the psychometric chart. So the temperature is 35 degrees C. So meaning this is 35 degrees C, and %40 relative humidity. Okay, 35 degrees C meaning this is 35, 40% relative humidity. So this is the line of humidity. So the question asks you all the air properties at this position. Okay, this one I might want to erase this one. Alright, so you may pause the video, find the answer. Okay, alright. First is you want to find the specific humidity or humidity ratio. So from this point that you have determined, you draw a straight line. Should be straight, should be straight. Okay, so the value is 0.0142 kilogram H2O per kilogram dry air. Okay. Next, you want to find enthalpy. Okay. So for enthalpy, the method is like this. Once again, should be straight. Okay. So the value is 71.5 kilojoule per kilogram dry air. Next is C. C is wet bulb temperature. So this one is 25. This one is 20. So meaning this is 21, 22, 23. Okay, if you look here, you have one line here, right? So this one, this dotted line represent the wet bulb temperature. So the temperature, this one is 24. The wet bulb is 24 degrees. Next, if you want to find for dew point temperature, okay, remember dew point temperature can be found like this. You need to draw a straight line, okay, from the air properties line to this one. So this is actually dew point temperature. So T dew point is around 19.4 degrees. Okay, the last one is specific volume. Okay, specific volume is this red color, 0.88, 0.9. So meaning this red color line in between these two is 0.89. Okay, so what is the value? This is 0.895. So maybe this one is 0.893 meter cube per kg. Okay. Right. So that's how we find the properties of air at any given value. Okay, remember, the value might not only this configuration, I mean dry bulb and 40% relative humidity. It can be any value. For example, let's say your information here, you still have 40% relative humidity, but then the value given, another value given is actually enthalpy. For example, 71.5, right? So what you need to do is the same approach, but now the information is different, right? You have 40% relative humidity, which is this line, and then enthalpy maybe from Q, for example. Q dot equals to M dot H1 minus H2, for example, right? So you have this information which is related to this one. Okay, so you can find this one perhaps come from different chapter. Okay, so this one, from these two information, you're gonna have the same spot here. Then you can find the dry bulb temperature, the dew point temperature. Okay, all right. So that's how we do. We find the air properties using psychometric chart. Okay, so for next section, we're going to continue use psychometric chart, but in terms of process, simple heating, simple cooling, and so on. Okay, so we continue with next section. Thank you.